Preach the gospel of Jah. I'm not ashamed the gospel of Jah. I'm gonna preach the gospel of Jah. In the city of beautiful Nairobi, I will preach. I'm going down to Embu, I'm gonna preach there. I'm not ashamed the gospel of Jah.
I'm gonna preach
Blessed
the gospel
Kenya,
of
this
Jah.
is Shasha Marley, live and direct.
Absolutely. Yes, we have him right here with us in studio. His name is the one and only Shasha Marley, and he's given us timeless music for sure. We were just speaking before we went on air about the song that he's just touched on. Like, that song is 18 years old.
2007 release.
It was released in the year 2007.
And it's just like yesterday.
It just trended the other day in Kenya, and one would actually think that it's maybe a new song or something, you know?
No.
So it's been here for the last 18 years.
You know, and on the album, every song on the album is hitting in different countries. You know, timeless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Gospel of Jah, Kenya is taking it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a song, Mata Family, is for Ghana, my country, you know? And all the other songs, you know, like the song you just played, is for Brazil.
Wow.
You know, so and the video was shot in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel to just know that, you know, you have this kinds of body of works whereby it touches different people in a different way, and as you say, it's being played all over the world, every country picking the song that they feel most. Just how does that make you feel as an artist?
This is my mission on earth. You know, I believe that my mission on earth is when I see people happy because of me, then my mission is fulfilled. I'm not here for fame, money, or whatever. I'm here to make people happy.
Yeah.
So when I see people happy because of me, my mission is fulfilled.
Your mission is fulfilled, and I'm sure you have fulfilled it for sure. You're living in your purpose, as I like to say. Do you ever get confused for a Jamaican?
Oh yeah, everywhere, you know, because, you know, in my teens, I was named Shasha Marley. You know, when I was in high school, I was singing for my high school band. And at that time, Jamaican music was very popular in Ghana, you know. So when I was singing the reggaes, all the Bob Marley songs, I was singing with my high school band, you know. And my friend from Zimbabwe, at the time, called me Shasha, meaning the champion, the great man, you know. And then it became Shasha everywhere. The other guys added a Marley to it. Because of the reggae I was doing. So I became very famous in Ghana in the Western and Central region schools, you know. And Shasha Marley became a very catchy name. Now, everybody knew me. Even my father was calling me Shasha Marley, you know. So anywhere I go, they take me to be Jamaican, you know, And I play good reggae, you know. So when they hear my song, they believe it's coming from Jamaica. So your music influences mainly are from Jamaica. That's why you do the kind of music that you do. I would love for you to take us back to your very earliest memories of music. You know, you've mentioned you were doing music in high school, but before then, can you remember when you first interacted with music? The region I come from in Ghana is the western region of Ghana. You know, and at that time, Ghana had a shipping line called the Black Star Line ship. And many of the sailors in the shipping line come from our region. You know, so they bring reggae LPs anytime they came from Europe. And I go to their rooms to clean their shoes and, you know, dust their rooms and all that. And I listen to reggae all the time. But I believe that the beat, the reggae beat, God is giving me that beat to pass his message on it to the people. You know what I mean? So the beat has been given to me to pass the message to the people, because a lot of people love reggae, and reggae is black music.
It is.
Yes.
It is, and it's recognized worldwide.
Worldwide.
You know, in every single country, there has to be artists who are doing reggae music. So it's not like it's Jamaican. It's a genre that is very
absolutely
worldwide, let me say that. Now, what does it take to make timeless music? I don't know if there's a secret to it, just let us in on that.
I don't know. You know, I mean, my music becomes timeless. I don't really intentionally say to myself that I want to make a timeless music. The music that comes to my faculty, my mental faculty, and that comes out of my mouth becomes timeless. You know, so it's a talent. It's a talent. I think God is giving me that, you know. And Gospel of Jah, the message on it is touch a lot of lives. A lot of lives. Look, I get a lot of messages out of this country. Kenya hating me, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. And I get so surprised. Look, when this song was a hit in Kenya, I didn't know.
Yeah.
2012, somebody sent me an email, DJ Climax. And he said, hey man, your music is a big hit in Kenya. I said, what music? Gospel of Jah. I said, what? How come? I never knew.
Yeah.
Way until, because at the time I did the music, there was no social media. You know, so, yeah. So we did it the hard way, struggle, CDs, cassettes, you know. And then when it became a hit, I had no idea until I had information that it's a hit. Then I started following what's happening in Kenya, blah, 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 you know. So that's how it is, you know, timeless.
It's timeless. And then you mentioned that you got that mail back in 2012, but then again it trended again about 8 months ago, like late last year. I don't know if you've been able to see the challenges the challenge on TikTok that people are doing of this. So we have to do that dance. We are definitely going to do it. We are definitely going to do that dance for sure. So I'm sure it just has to be really, really amazing. When you're writing the song, can you tell from the word go that, okay, this is gonna be something?
No. I wrote the song in 1992, and I recorded it in 2007. I had no idea there was going to be a hit. You know, one time, you know, I love to read the Bible, you know. I was reading, I came across Romans chapter 1, verse 16. I'm not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the word of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. First to the Jews, and then to the Gentiles. First to the Jews and then to the Gentiles. These people include the Sadducees and Pharisees, the scribes and teachers, you know. Then I started writing the songs together, putting the song together. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jah. In fact, the Bible didn't say gospel of Jah. You know, it said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. But it's a gospel of Jah. Jah is God, you know. So it came to me like that. I started writing, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say to myself, I'm writing this song for Kenya. You know, I wrote the song and added to the album Lost and Found. You know, the song that I intended to be a hit on the album, it didn't rather become the hit. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. It's an album. So any song could be a hit anywhere.
Let's talk about Twin City Mafia, because that is also a song that is very popular with the people. Talk to me about that particular song, you know, the writing of it and how it came to be.
Twin City Mafia, you know, is a song that's very close to my heart, you know, because it talks about my growing up days in the Twin City. In Ghana, where I come from, is Sekendi, Takoradi. Two cities joined together. So we call them the twins.
That's why the name Twin
They are twins,
City.
Twin City, you know. And my growing up days, the struggle, the hustle, you know, fittest of the fittest, how to survive, you know, and through that, you know, zigzag ways, we became somebody, you know. So it makes me remember my childhood as a man. We went through the mafia way, man. How to find food to eat, you know, how to live, you know. So, I mean, the mafia there is metaphorical. It doesn't mean the mafia, the Italian mafia, you know. It means the struggle that we went through, to survive. In that Twin City, Sekendi, Takoradi, yes.
So it was basically almost a story.
It's a story of my childhood days. I was selling coconuts at the roadside. Look, my father was as an educationist, but I grew up in an area that I found myself involved in the slum. You know, the slum lifestyle, you know, infected me. So even though my father was, you know, middle class, I didn't go that way. I went to the side of struggling. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it became. But I think it's something that God used me to go through so I can maintain, you know, I can maintain fame. I can maintain popularity. Which
particular song would you say gave you recognition worldwide? You know, from when you first started, you know, which song got you hitting rather worldwide or outside Ghana? Can you remember?
On the album, Lost and Found,
Lost and Found.
Gospel of Jah. It's a song, the Martha Family. Martha Family. I won the Best African Reggae Artist on the Cora Awards. You know, it gave me big recognition. You know, the quality of that song, and matter of fact, the quality of that album. You know, countries loved it. You know, so I think Martha Family. And Kenya, Twin City Mafia is also played. Everyone following, you know, and Queen of Queens, Brazil. I was in Brazil 2013. I did a tour 1 month in Brazil, 25 shows. It was massive. So they shot this video for me in the Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, for free.
Wow.
The guy said, look, let's give you a free video.
Yeah. This particular one?
No.
Oh, okay.
The one you played at the beginning
before,
of the show.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Queen of Queens,
Yeah. So it's just been...
Yeah.
It's been gradual for you.
Gradual.
Yeah.
Gradual. And it's better to be gradual. Everything big starts little. You cannot start... Anything that starts big cause for concern. You know what I'm saying? If you are going to be a great person, you must start little.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
If you start from the beginning, future is... You know what I'm saying?
Because even when you're from the bottom, don't up there.
Anybody does and starts big at the beginning. The future is big, step by step. The way human beings grow. We'll start adults. Yeah, that's how life is.
All right. You've mentioned Mata family quite a number of times. Yeah. What was the inspiration behind it?
Mata family, I did that song. Myself. And, I got into documents. So I couldn't... This family, Mata fish. And so when I was doing the song, I mentioned their name. I didn't know where they were. So they're playing in the Mata. Please try and get in touch with I. You can yahoo.com I on Shasha Marley at Yahoo. Word, which I don't want to mention on TV here.
Yeah. It was a bit controversial.
Biggest.
Yeah.
And so it was #1 song. When the song came, everybody... It was a big up till now. Yeah.
Now, since you're back in the days, it's been a number of years since you got into the... Say the scene has changed over time. Right now we have social media, so maybe music out there. Just take us through the changes that you've been able to witness.
Musicians do, because they started, was far away from Ghana, a global village. If I would only see them on the Olympics, and when Michael, then I saw Kenya, but now, as soon as you put the music, Brazil, Asia, wherever, so musicians are so lucky. But I think because of that, they're not taking time to do good music. You know what I mean? Because there are computers these days, anyway, programming, and you have a song.
Yeah.
Those times we have to get a whole band, a guitarist, trumpeter, keyboardist, drummer. They all have to come together to make music. And those music are timeless. Like this song, I'm Not Ashamed of the Gospel, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I got all the musicians, the Bob Marley's guitarist, Junior Marvin, played on it. The producer used to play with Wailers, he's playing with the Burning Spear, all of them, And so musicians are so lucky, the business is evolved. And it's so lucky to do, it's so cheap to do music these days, you know. Yeah, so, but you have to do good music. Music that when you hear the lyrics, it can turn your life around for better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So musicians now are having it easier.
They're having so
compared
easy.
to.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they've become, okay, this may be a controversial one, but do you feel like maybe they've become lazier?
Yes, they become lazier because it's computer.
Yeah.
It's computer. Yeah. Look, the computer can sing for you. Now AI. People go pa, 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 and AI is singing for you. It's not your voice. It's AI singing. But me, for so long, I've not drunk cold water. Yes.
You've not drunk
over
cold
40
water
years.
at all?
No, because I want to maintain my voice.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. Because I want to maintain, if I drink cold water, it chokes my voice. So for so long, I don't drink cold water. Anything cold, I don't drink it.
The past 40 years?
Yes, over. You know, when I realized that cold water, you know, is bad for my voice, you know. But now, people drink everything because you go to the studio, AI is going to sing it. You know?
Auto-tune it.
Yeah, so you become lazy.
Yeah.
You don't even write lyrics. You know? When I write a song, we are authors. Like Shakespeare, like Sonia Oninka, all of them. They are authors. They write books. When you read a book, you can see your life in it, that the book is talking to you. Now the songs that we write, when you listen to it, you feel that the song is talking to you. For Jah so loved this world now, he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever will believeth in him should not perish but live longer. It is only the church you're going to hear this. But in the disco, in the club, I'm giving you this message there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't have to go to church to hear this message. You can go to the club to hear the message too.
To hear it.
You know, that's how we write the songs.
Yeah.
You know, to hit you anywhere you go.
Yeah. There's a producer I once had on the show, and I asked him the question on what makes good music, you know, and he simply put it as long as you're speaking from experience, something that you feel will relate to the next person, then that will definitely make good music. Do you relate?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yes. Because it's an experience, you know. In this world, you know, we live by experience. What you experience is what you talk about. Like Twin City Mafia is my childhood days, growing up experience, you know. And that song, when I released in 2007, straight away it was a hit in Australia. Because Australia, in the New South Wales, they also have a Twin City there.
Oh.
So the song was a massive hit.
Wow.
You know, when I got to Australia in 2007, I saw that this song is accepted, you know. And it makes me feel like, oh, my childhood days makes me to like a mafia. What you gonna do? Come make you go there in a rubber dove style, yeah. You know, it makes me feel like shedding tears when I'm singing it. Taking me back what I've been through to become somebody now, you know. I mean, I'm a role model. People look at my life, you know, and they sort of, you know, do it. They,
Yeah.
You know, so, so that's it.
Okay. There's something you had mentioned earlier about just working on yourself, you know, with giving us the reference of you don't take cold things at all. So just maybe to an artist who's watching us right now, who's a budding artist, just got into the scene and all that, what's the importance of just that investment in yourself as an artist?
You see, we've got an individual body system. I've been with a lot of artists. I've seen artists who drinks cold beer before they go on stage, and their voice is clean. You know what I mean? I've seen an artist, when the voice is blocked, is choked, he can get a shot of brandy and drinks, and the voice is open. You know? So we are individual. But for me, my body system, I don't go in like that. So it's good for you to notice yourself. Man, know thyself. You know what I mean? So you should know that, no, this is not good for me. This is good for me. You know, so steady yourself. Steady. You don't say, Shasha Marley is not drinking cold water, so I'm not going to drink cold water. Steady yourself. Steady yourself and see what's good for you, what's not good.
And do what works for you.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, you've gotten to perform in several stages across the world. You've got that privilege of doing that. Just maybe which particular performance would you say was really the performance for you?
I still go for Brazil and Australia. Yes, Brazil and Australia. I mean, it's a big memory in my mind, you know. I mean, the way Brazil accepted me, you know, when I was there in 2013, man, I was so amazed, you know, and Australia too. Australia 2007, I had a great tour in Australia. Yeah, these two countries, you know,
What makes these two stand out from every other performance that you've
because of the people and their love, so much love. You know, it's a faraway country from where I come from, in West Africa. You know, all the way across the Atlantic, you know, to Brazil, across the Indian Ocean, to Australia, and my music is felt there. So I say to myself, well, coming from this small country, I look on the world map, and I see where Ghana is. I said, well, so I've traveled all the way South Atlantic to Brazil, you know, and my music has impact. I've crossed over Africa, Indian Ocean to Australia. my music has an impact. So I said to myself, oh, man, I mean, even if God calls me back home today, I've made an impact. You know?
Yeah. Now, I want to still remain on the stage performances. Sometimes people get jitters before they go on stage, and the people who say like it never leaves. You know, every time before you go to stage, sometimes you may feel a bit anxious and all of that. So, do you ever get nervous to date while going on stage? And is there a particular thing, let me call it ritual, that you're used to doing before going on stage?
Yeah, for me, I'm natural. When I see the audience there, something takes over me. You know what I mean? I have no other influence. No influence. Mine is natural. When I see the audience, the energy comes. You know?
Never get the nervousness, being anxious before a show?
I want to see the crowd.
Yeah.
I want to, if the crowd is not, then I feel a bit down, you know. But when they are there in their thousands, then the energy comes, you know. Somebody may have other influences, you know, but mine is natural.
All right. Yeah. Before we get to take a break and then come back and talk about Africa Rise, the album, and also do the challenge, probably tell us one thing that we don't know about you. Just one thing that will be for our audience today.
Oh, one thing you don't know about me?
Yeah, one thing we don't know about you.
Oh, nobody knows in this country that I love chapati. Yeah, chapati, my best food. Yeah.
Chapati?
Yeah, chapati.
That's a good one. So that's your favorite food when you come?
I love, and yesterday I tasted, what was that?
Mutura?
No, what, Mickey, what? At the Kifaru, what I ate?
Ugali.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've tried ugali.
Ugali yesterday.
You absolutely love chapati.
Oh yeah.
Have they given you mutura?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet, yeah.
Maybe that's the next thing they should.
Yes.
It's an African sausage.
Yes. Oh wow. Yeah.
Please make sure you give Shasha mutura. Yeah. All right, we take a break right now. Don't you go too far. We'll be back to continue with this conversation with Shasha Marley. He's here for his album tour. That is Africa Rise album. We will be getting into that as well as do the challenge. Don't go too far.
I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jah. I'm gonna preach the gospel of Jah. I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jah. I'm gonna preach the gospel of Jah. Before the Jews, I will preach. Before the Gentiles, I will preach. Before the Pharisees, I will preach. Before the Sadducees, I will preach. So I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jah. I'm gonna preach the gospel of Jah. So I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jah, yeah. I'm gonna preach the gospel of Jah. Oh, mama, hey. Oh, mama, stop crying. Mama, stop crying. Salvation is on your doorstep.
Have
Wow.
strong knees,
For that, huh?
strong ways to able to go down, you know. And when I see the youths doing it, man.
But I love the fact that you actually know the challenge.
Oh.
Do you get tagged?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, and I have piles of videos of that. And I've also shared it on my social media.
Amazing. It's good to see
It
that
is beautiful.
you can do it
And
as
even
well.
Kids.
Yeah.
They're dancing it. They're doing it.
Young children are
Yeah.
also doing it. It's all over on
Yeah,
TikTok.
when I met Carl yesterday, he showed me a video of her little daughter doing it. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Amazing. It was a pleasure to get to do that challenge with you right here on the show.
Right
now, let's talk about the album that has actually gotten you to Kenya, or the reason why you're in Kenya right now. It's the African Rise album. Tell me about it.
Well, you know, I was here first year in 6 years ago, 2018. And, you know, Mau Mau Sounds, Mickey Jones, always wanted to bring me back because of my music having an impact in this country, you know. And we wanted to find a time for me to be back in Kenya. So when the album came in, then we decided, oh, this is a new album. So bring it to Kenya and let's do a tour with it and launch it here. It's a 16-piece album, which of course 3 of my old singles are going to be on it.
Okay.
Are going to be on it. But everybody's going to enjoy this beautiful album, Africa Rise, you know. I think the moment Africa is going through right now, you know, the protests and the unrest all over the place, this is the time for Africans to get together, hold hands together, and sing the same song, and rise.
Time for us to
you know,
rise.
and take our stance.
Yeah.
You know, Africa's been down for so long. You know, so you could hear in the song, we've been down for so long, oh Africa. Arise ye Africans and take your rightful stance. Among the nations of the world, with grace and dignity, Africa will not be silent. We will not be still. Africa, rise for your right. Don't give up the fight. Time has come to unite for victory day and night. It's a very beautiful piece, you know.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
So the album has 16 songs, as you
16,
mentioned. Is there a particular theme that was driving the songs that are making it to this album?
Yeah, you see, when you listen to the songs on the album, you could tell that each song is talking about something good about Africa. Somewhere in Africa. Somewhere in Africa, you will love it. It's a great song. I even want to shoot the video here in Kenya.
Amazing.
Somewhere in Africa, you know.
should do that.
And Africa Rise is there, you know. We have Stepping Out of Babylon, you know. I mean, many songs that when you come to Kifaru Place, and I'm inviting you on the 12th.
Okay.
At the Kifaru Place where we're going to launch the Africa Rise album and the listening party, you know. Yeah, when you come there, you will hear every song.
Yeah.
And the tour I'm doing starting from tomorrow, we're starting from Nanyuki, Embu, going round Tika, all over the place, Kisumu. I'm going to give them, before the 12th, I'm going to give them bits of every song. You know, like 1 minute of each song.
Wow.
You know, for them to expect the launching on the 12th.
Yeah. And actually the event that is happening in Nanyuki, it's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
On Friday,
Yeah,
you know.
launch.
Yeah, we're going to be having some of our presenters from right here at KBC being there. You know, the likes of DJ Stano, we'll be having Jeff Mwangemi, we'll be having Joe Karani. They will be there with you in Nanyuki.
Yes.
I don't know if I'll come. I might come also.
Come and MC the show, yeah.
I'm actually a very good MC.
Oh, so come do it. Come do it for
that.
us.
All right, so if you are...
Mickey has to sign a contract with you, you know.
Even mtu anapatanga job watu wangu. Yeah, so if you are in Nanyuki, please make sure that you go to the Moran Lounge, Nanyuki. Moran Lounge, Nanyuki, happening tomorrow evening. Shasha Marley himself will be there just to ensure that you have a good time. And as he's mentioned, he's going to touch on some of the songs in the new album. So you definitely do not want to miss it. Moran Lounge, Nanyuki.
Embu on Saturday.
Embu on Saturday.
The Java Blue Lounge.
All right, Java Blue Lounge in Embu on Saturday.
And we come at the V-Spot at Thika on Sunday.
All right.
You know, and Quiver Lounge is going to be on the 9th.
Amazing. So there's something for everyone. If you're in Nanyuki, he's going to be there. If you're in Embu, he's coming there. Thika, he's also going to be there. Quiver hapa hivitu, Nairobi, he's going to be there as well. So make sure.
We're going to Kisumu, Chinatown, Club The Place. Yeah.
So you're actually going to be touring almost everywhere.
I'm here for a month.
Amazing.
And a lot of people are contacting us. Come here, come to Kiritiri. Come here, you know. So we are yet to settle and, you know, getting more gigs.
Amazing. I want to get back to the album, that is Africa Rise, the album, as we almost come to a close of this conversation. Is there a particular song that you'd say was, give you a lot of work for it to come to be? Maybe there were challenges that you had to go through before the song came to be, or one thing or the other? Is there just
the whole album has been a great challenge. Producing such a beautiful piece, you know. I mean, from the beginning, the studios, the engineers we used, back and forth, you know, the kind of sound we wanted, you know, we're not getting it. We're sending it to America for a mix, we're not getting it, we're sending it here and all that. You know, the whole album has been a great challenge, you know. But I have a song on the album called Shinehead. Shinehead, the story, you know about the war that came in West Africa, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria, that tribal war, you know. There was a little boy, and this story is very, very interesting. A little boy was born without hair. He has no hair, so the community called him Shinehead.
Yeah.
At age 9, rebels went to their home and took him off through the window and made him a child soldier. You know, in a couple of days, we saw Shinehead in the street, smoking, doing all sort of foolish things.
Yeah.
You know, and when the war was over, Shinehead was supposed to return home. He stayed in the street as a drug baron. You know, the next thing the parents saw was his casket was brought on. Shinehead passed away. You know, it's a great song with great story, and Shinehead. I mean, everybody must hear this song. Yes.
So the album is officially launching on the 12th?
On the 12th, Kifaru Place.
All right.
Yes.
And where can people find it once it's out?
As soon as it's out on the digital platforms, Spotify, Apple's, wherever you can get music from. Yeah? Not the free downloads, no. Where you can buy music, where you can stream.
I mean, yeah, it's
you
business.
Can get it from there.
Yeah. As we finish, can we talk a bit about music as business? You know, how do you differentiate music from being just art that you get to do on your free time, and also ensuring that it translates to money? Music as business and music as art.
Yes.
How would you advise an artist to work, you know, with those two?
You see, I mean, when you create music these days and you put it on this digital platform, you have to do the proper thing. Go through all the necessary contracts. You know, your A&R, put them there whereby you can get your royalties coming in from everywhere. I belong to ASCAP. ASCAP is American Society for Publishers and Authors. You know, ASCAP collect my royalties from all over the world. And every quarter of the year, they bring me my spreadsheet. And spreadsheet, I can see that yesterday, my song was played in Argentina for 1 minute. And this is how much it cost. I can tell that my song was played in Australia, so place for 3 minutes. And this is how much it cost. You know, when proper things are done, the musician will live right. You know, but people just make music just for fun. You know, I know back in my country, somebody would make music, come to the city to make music, put it on the CD, take it back to his village. And when there's a funeral or there is a celebration, he goes, DJ, put in my music, put in my music. And the music is played and people are dancing there, you know. There's nothing coming out of that, you know, but proper things must be done, you know.
I love that. Thank you so very much for just coming to the show today. We really appreciate your presence.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing our show today. And as you're in the country doing the tour, we hope that it is an amazing one, you know, so that next time when I ask you your favorite performance, you'll say it was in Kenya. Right?
Yes.
So final words to your fans out there.
Final words, say, Kenya, this is your brother, Shasha Marley. I'm here right now at the KBC studios. Look, I'm coming to you from Nanyuki. Look at the venues. Embu, everywhere, we are coming. You know, I'm bringing the gospel of Jah music and my new album to the grassroots. I didn't come to perform in Nairobi alone and return back to my country. I'm coming to you where you are in your town. See you there. One love, and thank you for supporting my music.
All right.
Bless it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. And you've heard it from Shasha Marley himself. And allow me to give many thanks to Selector Mickey for bringing Shasha Marley on the show today. Mickey Jones, This is where we get to end this particular interview, but don't you go too far. Entertainment Thursday gets to continue, and when we come back, we'll be sitting down with a group of fashionistas and people in the fashion industry just to talk about the trends and our identity in style and fashion as Kenyans.